Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. I hope you're ready to draw. I call this lesson Fun with Hearts. When you think about love, that's something that will definitely heal the world, is when we all choose to love one another. And when you think about the word love, or when you see it written somewhere, a lot of times you'll see this heart design that we're going to draw right now. Go ahead and give me this shape. It almost looks like a bird that's flying, okay? Like if you're looking at a bird from a distance, go ahead and draw that. And but of course, birds love to fly. Many people love to watch birds fly. So that may help you remember how to start off this heart design. Some of you may already know how to do this, okay? And if you do, that's great. Go for it. All right. You may want to jump ahead a little bit, but for my first timers, this is just going to help you out, okay? Go ahead and do this next, y'all. Notice how my lines here aren't all the way perfect. Again, we're drawing a heart shape, okay? Now, my lines are a little bit jagged, you know. Of course, I'm working on a computer here, so it's a little bit tougher. But with your pencil, you may have a little bit more of an easier time. Sometimes you can even do like I'm doing here and take your eraser and just kind of, trim up the edges a little bit and kind of clean up the lines a little bit, if you need to. You don't always have to. Again, we're not going for perfection. We're not trying to be perfect. We're just trying to do our best, okay? Now we've got our heart design. You see how I ended up connecting them at the bottom, so make sure you do that. Now, there's a special guy that I know y'all may have heard of by chance. His name is Cupid. Now, Cupid is one of those characters centered around Valentine's Day. And of course, his job is to help people fall in love. And sometimes with his design, or sometimes when you see the heart design pertaining to him, you'll see an arrow going through the heart. Like he's shot his arrow, well, with his bow and arrow at people who are trying to fall in love. So I want you to begin with that line just like you saw me do right then. And then on this side of the line, I want you to draw a triangle, okay? I'm going to draw it again in case you didn't catch it the first time. Again, it's just a triangle. That's all it is. Arrows are very sharp and pointy. All right, and so when you draw it, you got to make sure the tip of that arrow looks kind of sharp. Okay. If the arrow is dull, then it may not work when it's fired at something. You know, a lot of hunters sometimes will use the crossbow when they're hunting for food, and they have to make sure that it's sharp so that they can have success. All right. So go ahead and do this next here at the bottom. We're going to draw the bottom part of this arrow. And you're probably wondering, why does the bottom part of an arrow look like this? All right. What that's designed is to give the arrow balance so it can travel very well through the air. Then I want you to do just like I just did right there. Okay. It's like drawing a greater than, less than sign. Then I'm going to draw a few lines going just like this. Okay. And there you have the arrow going through the heart. I call this Cupid's arrow, okay? There's been so many songs and poems written about Cupid, people trying to fall in love and meet the right person, all right? And sometimes they hope that Cupid will find the one that they have a crush on and fire that arrow at them and that it will make them fall in love. I think we're going to go ahead, y'all, and add our color. Now, most of the time when you see a heart, it's the color red. Now, you're welcome to use red, or you can use any other color that you prefer. Any color is fine. I'm just going to go ahead and use a red, okay? Now, as far as the coloring tools, you can use whatever you like. You can use marker, color pencil. You can even use crayon. You can use paint. Whatever you decide to use is just fine, okay? But let's go ahead and color our heart. Again, you choose any color you like. And with this arrow, it can also be any color as well. I'm just going to use a gray, okay? Just a little gray right in there. And even if your color kind of goes over the lines that you drew, you can always go back over those lines again at the end and draw back over them and make them show up a little bit better. You can even take you a white or even just leave a little highlight right there in the heart. That kind of makes it look a little more 3D, look a little more interesting there sometimes. All right, but that's also an option for you as well. But I want you to take your time and I want you to have fun with this, okay? I'm going to go ahead and start off on the next drawing with the heart. I'm going to kind of I just kind of size that one down so I can have a little more space over here. Kind of scoot it over. Now let's go ahead again. Now this time I'm going to work a little bit faster because now we're kind of used to drawing the heart. So we're going to go ahead and start it off the same way with our bird shape. Remember how we love to watch birds that fly around and things like that. But this time we're going to draw a heart with a ribbon going around it, okay? And I know you're thinking that's going to be so tough. Now, it is going to be a little challenging, but I'm going to walk you through how it's done. And if you follow along with me, you're going to be just fine, okay? So I want you to begin with that bird shape, but I want y'all to do that, those two parallel lines down below. And notice how I have them curving, okay? You want to make them curve because this is going to be a ribbon wrapped around this heart. Sometimes you've seen that design. By chance, you may have seen it before. Now let's go ahead and finish the rest of our heart right here. We're going to do our curved line just like on the other one on both sides. And it's okay if they don't match all the way. We're just trying to get it as close as we can. We're not worrying about it being perfect. Now, when you get under here, this is where it gets really tricky because you have to kind of guess where the line is going to continue as you draw the bottom part of this heart, okay? Now, you can do it like that there, all right? And I'm going to go back here again and show you how I did it in case you missed it the first time. Basically, it's kind of like drawing the letter V. Think about the word love, how it has the letter V in it, L-O-V-E. And that can kind of help you remember how to draw the bottom part of that heart, okay? So I want you to go ahead and do that letter V underneath. Now we can kind of see it come together a little bit. I might take a little bit of my eraser and trim off just a little bit on the side right there. You can go ahead and do that if you can. All right, just a little bit right over there. Now here's what I'm going to do, everyone. I'm going to bring the line down and curve it at the bottom on both sides, just like you see here, okay? What we're trying to do is create the appearance that there's a ribbon wrapped all the way around this heart, okay? Not just over the front, but wrapped all the way around the heart. Even though we can't see behind the heart, we wanted to make the viewer believe that it's going around the entire heart, okay? All right, many of you have seen this design before, okay, for different occasions. But here's what I want you to add. If you can remember how we did the bottom part of that arrow on the Cupid's arrow heart over there just a while ago, it's going to kind of have that same appearance. But watch me first, and I'm going to show you how it goes, okay? I'm going to do this first on both sides. These are the opposite ends of the ribbon, okay? Many of you use ribbons for different things, and you kind of can remember a little bit how they look. But I want you to do that, and then just like on the Cupid's arrow, we're going to do our greater than, less than sign. All right, on both sides, just like this, okay? Now that part is kind of tricky, but I want you to take your time and do the best you can. It's no shame if you have to erase or start over. Remember, none of us are perfect, so why should our drawings ever be perfect? Okay, we're just trying to do the best we can. Mostly, we're trying to have fun, okay? And art has to be fun. I want you to end this ribbon right. The person, it can be anyone, someone that you really love, okay? Think about someone that you absolutely love and cherish, and I want you to write that in the middle of the heart. I wrote my mom, okay, because I love my mother. You may have someone else in mind, okay? You may want to write your dad's name, or you may want to write a best friend's name, or a brother or a sister, or anyone, okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead now and add our color. Again, I'm going to just use red, but you can use any color you like, okay? I'm just going to go ahead and use my red, and you can use any coloring material that you prefer, like a marker or color pencil or paint, whatever you decide, all right? And we're just going to have some fun here. I'm going to use red here for the uh, the heart. Again, I'm going to throw in my little highlights here. Now, the highlights can be done if you are, sometimes you can color around them and just kind of leave the white paper showing through, or you can take an eraser at the end and erase them in, however you prefer. Or you don't have to have them at all. It's entirely your choice. Now, with the ribbon, I'm just going to go with the yellow, but that can be any color as well. Okay? So just take your time and draw or color in rather the ribbon there. Sometimes yellow kind of looks a little great with red, and sometimes you can kind of mix and match colors there. Another color that look good with red is orange, okay, or pink. Even blue looks great, but I'm just going to go with this yellow right here. And as we look at it now, it looks really cool. I'll see you in a little while. All right, everybody, welcome back. Of course, by now we've hopefully gotten used to drawing the heart design, so I'm going to work a little bit faster, okay? All right, and as always, you know, if you need to pause the video or rewind it or anything, you can certainly do that. All right, but let's go ahead and begin with our bird shape. What we're going to go ahead and do now is we're going to draw the heart in a much different way here. All right, we're going to draw the heart with wings. So when you draw this bird shape here at the start, try to have you a little bit of room on the left and right side so that we can have those wings showing, okay? Now, I know you're saying, wow, those wings are going to be tough to do. All right, they're going to be really challenging. And of course they are to a degree. But I'm going to walk you through how to do it. And if you follow along with me, you're going to be just fine. All right, now let's do our letter V at the bottom. You'll see how to do that. And we just connect it. Got my line a little jagged right there. Let me see, can I clean that up with my eraser and try again? Hopefully I can get it right here. And if not, then oh well, that's okay. All right, we're not perfect. We're just doing the best we can. All right, there we go. That's kind of got a little bit better. All right, so we got our heart design. And now all we've got to do is start adding our wings, okay? Now there's so many different ways we can draw wings. You've seen the wings drawn so many ways, and I know there's some that look a little bit easier than others to draw. I'm going to show you a very, very easy way to do it. Okay, this is going to be sort of like angel wings, all right? So we're not only going to draw the wings, but we're also going to draw a little halo up top. The halo is going to be easy, but the wings sometimes can be a little challenging. I want you to do that bird shape that we just drew a while ago. This time, draw it upside down on both sides, okay? All right. That part is a little tricky, but do the best you can. Upside down, that bird shape on both sides. Remember how birds have wings, okay? And then I want you to do this. This is the bone structure of the wings. Whenever a bird hurts his wing, that's usually the part they're talking about. That part that sometimes breaks or sometimes affects their ability to fly. Sometimes birds can lose feathers and be okay, but when this part of the wing gets damaged, that'll affect the bird's ability to fly. And if the bird can't fly, then that affects its ability to find food and survive. So birds have to really rely on their wings. Now let's go under here and let's add some curved lines like so. Just a few curved lines. They don't have to be perfect at all. And we're going to do that again inside of both of these, okay? And just like that, that is how you draw wings very, very easily. Now, these wings can work for not just an angel, but any kind of bird that you want to draw. Most birds, okay? Some birds, the wings look a little different, like on a penguin, for example. But sometimes you can really work with this particular style for drawing the wings and get the job done very well. Now let's draw our halo. Guess what, y'all? The halo is super easy. And we're going to draw two oval shapes, okay? An oval is basically like if you took a circle and kind of flattened it a little bit, okay? So we're just going to draw that twice. Got mine a little off again. There I go. Getting a little bit off again. So I'm just going to take my eraser. No shame in using an eraser. Sometimes we have to use them. That's why they exist, okay? And that's why they are attached at the end of a pencil, so we know, the makers know that sometimes we make mistakes. But we learn from our mistakes and we try to fix them the best we can. So let's do our halo up there. Two little oval shapes, just like so. I think we're ready for our color now. I know usually a halo is yellow. Sometimes the wings, the angel wings are usually white or gray, light gray. And then I think I'm going to go with my color again, my heart. I'm just going to use color red again. Again, you can use any type of color and any type of color material that you want to use. Okay, I'm just going to use red. You may want to go with green or purple. Whatever you decide is just fine. Let's go ahead and add our color there. We go again with the highlight. We can sometimes add that to give it a little bit more pizzazz or a little bit more, uh, uh, make it look a little cooler sometimes. All right, just go ahead and have some fun here with this one here. Uh, now that we've gotten this one done, I'm going to do just like I did before. I'm going to shrink it down, scoot it over so we got a little more room here. All right. And with this next one here, I want you to think about music. This time around, we are thinking about music. Now, music, I believe, does the heart good. I've never met anyone who didn't enjoy listening to music from time to time. So let's draw a heart again. Notice how I drew it fast this time because by now we've gotten the hang of it, okay? Now, when it comes to drawing music, we're going to draw this heart here with headphones on. Sometimes when we're listening to our music and we want to kind of make it so we're not disrupting anybody, we use either our earbuds or our headphones so we can hear our music by ourselves and not distract anybody or disturb anybody. All right, so I want you to do this on both sides of the heart, just like this, okay? Then we're going to draw this line here. This is kind of like when you go to the hospital and you see that machine that tells that kind of depicts whether or not the person is alive and well. All right, that I believe they call it the heart monitor machine. Hopefully, I'm saying it right there. The machine that determines the heart rate and everything. Okay, and sometimes when we see that line go straight across and not be jagged, that sometimes signifies that the person has flatlined or maybe has passed away. So here we go, y'all. Let's go ahead and do this going across just like so. All right, the little um, part here above the headphones. And we're just going to do one more curved line right in there, just like so, okay? Now, my headphones, I know you're saying, oh, these look, it's got so many imperfections here, so many flaws. And that sometimes can happen to a pair of headphones over time. They get damaged, they get worn out from being used so much, okay? Now, let's do our music notes. We're going to do about 3 of them here. I want you to begin just like this, okay? Drawing music notes is very, very easy. There's so many different music notes. And even if we're not able to necessarily read music, we can still draw them with much ease, all right? And it still reads to the viewer that there's music happening from these headphones. All right, that's the message that we're sending to the viewer. And we're going to go ahead and do this on the bottom of each of the on the bottom of each of the music notes, just like you see here. Take your time and do the best you can. Now, when it comes to adding our color, I'm pretty sure you've got that one in the bag, and I believe you can do that with much ease. So with that being said, I'm going to leave you to it, and I wish you all the best, and I hope you had fun today. I'll see you next time.